Initially, the thought was to do the 5 branches of the military, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Coast Guard, and the Marines. And then the other part of that was that there should be a professor. So there were 5, then 6 figures. In a visual sense, you've got 5 figures lifting this ring, so the view is up like a Gothic cathedral. It starts to soar. You look at it and your eye moves up through the figure, and the Liberty figure becomes kind of an inviting and, again, sort of an upward soaring aspect visually to the piece. It's a bit of a challenge to find balance in making a sculpture like this, particularly when it's public art or a public commission. Rather than try to do something that's entirely literal, the idea, again, of sort of blending into kind of an impressionistic or a slightly abstracted point of view adds something. I mean, at first they're all stick figures, armatures. Then when you start putting on the clay and all of a sudden this fleshed out figure begins to emerge, that was kind of a neat moment. And all of a sudden it started to look like, okay, this is good, this is gonna work. I really like the figures. You become very involved with each one. Start at the skeletal core, if you will, and then build up the muscles and build up to the surface of the figure. Once you start making the pieces full size, that's the finished piece. You're dealing with the reality of it, and that's very engaging. I like that very much. Once we go to the molding process, the figure won't reappear again in its entirety until it's been cast and welded back together. The boot will be cut, the pant leg at the knee probably, the upper leg, the torso in 2 sections, the helmet as a second an individual piece. The upper torso, the head, arms, probably the hands will be severed. Sounds terrible, but then molded and cast in wax, and then ultimately in another mold cast into bronze. I would like this piece to be a significant piece and have people of all stripes be able to look at it and get something positive from it. I guess that's what most of us would like to do. Whatever we're involved in life, in this world, we'd like to make a positive statement. You know, it's easy to tear things down and be negative, but somehow you'd like to take an idea, an issue, and turn it into something that's both positive and uplifting. And if the sculpture comes out like that, I'll be happy, and I hope that St. Leo will be as well.